right, and welcome to the TSG Multimedia video podcast. You know, Dan, I always talk about doing something different. Oh, this is John standing here
with Dan
in my garage, of all things. And what are we looking at?
We're looking at the bottom of the Switchback little mini layout that we made for the Roaring Camp Shays in the Redwoods video.
That's right. This is an N-scale thing about 6 or 7 feet long, and it hasn't been used in about 7 years.
Yeah.
Which means it's been sitting up here in my rafters for the same amount of time.
Right. We originally built this because there's a switchback at the Roaring Camp Railroad, and because it's so forested, it's really impossible to film it from a distance. You can only film it from trackside. So in order to demonstrate, in case anyone didn't know what a switchback was, we made this little layout and we did a little segment with that so that we could demonstrate how a switchback works. And then we've been contacted by another gentleman who liked that clip and wanted us to film it again with a different train on it. So
good thing we kept this.
Yeah, it's a good thing we kept it. So we're gonna get it down and see what it needs. If it needs to be, I'm sure it needs to be cleaned, if nothing else, and then try to put his train on it and see what happens. A little dusty, but that's to be expected. Some cracks. Sliver I got in my hand.
A little stuff needs to be fixed on it, but overall it's actually in pretty good shape.
Yeah. So as you can see, this is very basic. It was only set up to be used really for filming, and that was the only purpose for it. So for example, the turnout controls is just a simple linkage that we throw by hand. So one of us basically has to be behind it to hold the thing closed, or
I remember that too.
Way. It's got simple 2 wires. So it can be either DCC or DC. We're going to use it on DC today since the engine we're using doesn't have a decoder in it. And then there's a loose wire here, which I'm hoping isn't a problem because I don't know where it goes. We'll just.
I don't remember what that one was for.
No, I don't remember either. But anyway, it's this really wasn't meant to be durable or anything. It was just kind of thrown together hastily, for the project, and that was it.
Yeah, it's just paper mache with stapled cardboard supports, and I remember these wooden supports were for the track.
Yeah, and I think all this wood was just scrap wood that either John or I had laying around.
Yep.
So, we didn't spend a lot of money on it, and we did it real quick.
Okay, so one of the things we noticed when we pulled this thing down is that there are a lot of cracks.
These cracks have developed over time because I think it's gotten, as it's aged.
It's hot and cold in the garage, right?
Exactly. So what I'm actually using here is just watercolor paints from one of John's daughters.
Yep.
And
special thanks goes out.
Because I didn't have anything else handy because I don't live here, so I don't keep all my modeling stuff here, so I have to improvise. But I'm just trying to stain some of these cracks so that they don't show up so much. I figure if they're dark, they at least look like they kind of belong there.
They kind of look like cracks in the rock face, like they're supposed to be.
It's much more acceptable, I think, to have them be dark than big white cracks there.
Yeah.
So another thing, aside from being dirty, is that there's areas where the ballast has come off, where there's cracks in it. So I'm just sprinkling on some fresh ballast to kind of cover that. And since we're just going to use this for today, I'm not going to bother gluing it down because I don't want to get this thing all wet. Just going to spread it around. So now I'm just going through and using some matte medium to glue on some little bits of shrubbery on any little other cracks or spots that I think look kind of not so good. And I figured just cover it up. That's the best thing. They only have to last till we film this, so. I mean, honestly, if this was a permanent thing, I would have done a better job on it.
Yeah.
But like I said before, it was really kind of quick and dirty, just for the purpose of, basically one shoot, and that was it.
Right.
So we're probably fortunate that we even kept it, because we could have dismantled it.
So cleaning the track is next, I guess, right?
Yeah, I saved that for last. I kind of sprinkled some more scenery stuff
here and there to just kind of spruce it up a bit. And now that I'm done, dropping stuff over it, I wanted to clean the rails. They're pretty heavily oxidized or something from having sat so long.
Yeah.
So
looks shiny now.
Yeah, this is just one of those abrasive track cleaner things, and it's actually this is Atlas Code 55 N-scale track, which is pretty good track. I actually like the track, so works pretty well when it's clean.
I thought it would be worth showing how grimy and grungy the track is over here compared to where it's been cleaned down here.
Oh yeah.
You can see how much shinier the railhead is on this part that's been cleaned.
Yeah, I'm actually having to go over this quite a few times.
Yeah.
Because of the level of dirtiness.
Yeah, major oxidation. Wow.
Yeah. So this is a little Woodland Scenics Depot kit that the guy who asked us to film this sent me. And basically just built it straight out of the box and painted it. And I also had to construct this little base for it because the original layout didn't have enough room in front of it to have any location for the depot. So I just made, this is just a couple of hunks of foam with some, Woodland Scenics foliage stuff on it. And very quick and dirty. And probably won't even keep this thing.
It actually doesn't look bad, though. I mean,
for something I didn't spend a whole lot of time on.
Yeah.
It was just mostly just to give a space to put the depot, is all
Right.
it was. So this is supposed to represent Foxburg, Pennsylvania. I have no idea. This probably looks nothing like Foxburg, Pennsylvania, but whatever. That's the best we can do, right?
Yeah.
With this module.
I think the depot might be accurate, though, right? Isn't that the idea?
No, this is just a generic kit, as far as I know.
Oh, I thought the whole idea behind this was that the depot was accurate to the guy's historical
I
thing.
don't know, but I don't think so.
Oh. Okay,
So.
well...
Anyway.
All right. Okay, so we had a little problem with this engine. We're going to show it on the podcast. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, okay.
Give it the highball.
Toot toot.
See, it starts out pretty good. Oh, look, it's going pretty good there, Dan. Uh-oh. Ran into some trouble.
Yeah, this was the problem. Is this little engine doesn't have enough weight on its drivers to pull the train.
This is what it's trying to pull.
Yeah.
3 passenger cars.
Even with 2 cars, though.
Let's try it with 1 car. See if it works with 1 car. Oh, it's getting a little better.
Yeah, it's still not. Now, the person who sent this said he tested it on a 4% grade, which is what this is. But
maybe his was not quite 4%, or maybe the tracks are too shiny. So
maybe I scrubbed them too much. Yeah, I don't know.
That could happen, right?
Oh no, it was starting to dig in there for a second.
Yeah, but even with 1 car, it's just really having trouble.
I think
so. Oh, there it goes.
By itself, it's okay.
So to have a good time, I pulled out one of my Kato P42 Genesis units, and we're going to show what a real locomotive does.
Oh, you're going to get flack about that one.
Oh, sorry. Look at this. It not
Is
only
that the
is
locomotive or the box it came in?
Huh?
That's what people said about these things when they were first. Some people said that a lot of people don't like the Genesis units because they think they're ugly.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with the model. This is a great model.
Look how smooth it is.
Yeah. And I know it's not pulling anything, but I don't think it would have any trouble.
Well, I have an idea. Dan, let's put the train on it.
The only problem with that is I don't think the couplers are compatible.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, you know what? You can tell it's smoother and better than the other one anyway.
Yeah.
Even just watching it. So.
Oops.
Anyway, so as this locomotive traverses the switchback, it'll be a good chance to suggest to people that if you have a question or a comment or an insult, send them to podcast@TSG Multimedia. Don't just leave a comment for us on this because we usually don't see those. And don't forget that we have our next audio podcast that comes out on the 15th. of this month. And here it goes, down up the last stretch of the switchback.
Yep.
Look, it's so smooth and it doesn't even make any noise. Huh?
Yep, barely.
So, all right, and thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks.